Hey, I'm Edgar. No, not that one. I love Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero is just so fantastic, so beautiful, and there's no words in where I can describe it where I can give out more and more of my love for this game. Even though I do love this game, I do have some things that I feel like should be said for players that are now getting the game or that are soon to get the game. The game has officially came out, at least at the US. So I'm here to tell you about all the things that I feel like Sparking Zero should have told us, but didn't. First of these are the controls. There are two different controls, a third if you're feeling spicy, classic and modern. Classic is more like the good old days of Tenkaichi, where you can use the D-pad, use the joystick to move around, do moves, and do combos and other stuff like that. You know, just the classic Tenkaichi if you ever played it before. Modern controls are more like Xenoverse-esque like gameplay. Not only that is Xenoverse-esque gameplay, it's also more of the modern games, such as One's Justice, JJK Curse Clash, Jump Force, and Naruto. To have a better understanding of these controls, I suggest to go to Super Training and Battle Training. By doing this, you get a better understanding of these controls, these moves, and defensive, and all the things you can do in Sparking Zero. Now, I'm not going to cover them, but I will cover these impacts. These impacts are the game's clashes. Now, while in here, I will try to give out examples to better understand of what these clashes or impacts are like. One of them is speed impacts. It works like Kakarot's fishing minigame, where you have to press the button in the ring. Same thing with Sparking Zero. If you press it inside the ring, it seems like that you have a better chance of winning. Then after that, you will have to rotate your stick as fast as you can. Just try not to break your controller. But that's only for Classic. I'll get on to that later. Another one that I feel like I should be pointing out is this one, the Beam Clash. The Beam Clash works more like Budokai's Ultimates. If you do Ultimate in Budokai, you have this timing thing where you have to press the button at a certain time to have a better chance of winning. This game would not tell you it, but this is what essentially it is. This next one I'm going to be talking about works more like Legends, I would say. Sometimes you have to hold it, I believe, for Classic, but either ways, it works more like Legends where you have to stop it at the right time. Now, this one is just a quick time event for people that have played, some Telltale games or watch some BT4. Now, here's the difference between classic and modern. This mostly it's the same, but instead of rotating the stick, you mash square. The only one that I can see this similar to is One's Justice 2 Clash, where you have to mash square. For the grab, it's fairly the same, where you just have to press it at the right time. For this quick time event is fairly the same again, just with circle replaced with R1. Now, with the Beam Clash is fairly the same as well. There's no difference. The only difference that I ever saw on these controls are just the which buttons you press, which button you use for these. But either ways, they're fairly the same. I also tried the boosters. Some of them would give a fire, increase the bar to have a better advantage. This next one works similar to BT3 of if you go a level beyond Super Saiyan 2 or anything else, it will give you a constant vantage zip zap. Same thing happens here if you do Dragon Dash and your guard button. It would do this other zip zash called Dragon Swave. This only happens if you go a level beyond Super Saiyan 3. This is in one of the explanations that Piccolo will tell you. Now, the next thing I want to be talking about is switching your characters. To switch your characters on Classic is with the L3 and R3 button together. But I always found it difficult. Each time when I did it, it didn't feel like it was responding really well, where I couldn't switch off my character. And this is kind of needed if you want to continue a combo. You can switch off a character while doing a combo. and then that character will continue it. Like, I mean, look at that. I can't even do it. I can't even look at it. I was getting this down more with modern than compared to classic. So I thought I should change my Switch settings. Instead of having my emotes from L3 and my Switch to L3 and R3 together, I put my emotes for L3 and R3 and my switching characters for L3, where I can have a better, fluent way to switch off characters and continue in a combo.
Big bro.
Another thing that I would highly suggest on changing is changing off Gardasis. Gardasis helps you on guarding, but it also gives a negative of not being more consistent with banishes. Now, I'm not telling you to play like this, it's only a suggestion, and you can play however you like. This is only a suggestion for you if you want to be more in the competitive scene. There's also something called recovery assist where it just helps you recover from a hit or something like that. That is probably fine to leave on, to be honest, but feel free to play around with your options. Now let's get to Dragon Balls. These Dragon Balls could be easily found. These Dragon Balls aren't really that hard, but Super Dragon Balls. The Dragon Balls could be dropped randomly from just playing the game. And what I mean by playing the game, I mean just playing matches with the CPU or matches against players. That's how you get Shinron and Purunga. But Super Shinron is kind of different. The Super Dragon Balls can only be dropped 3 times in story mode if you take a certain path, do a certain objective. I tried to look for other sources to find the Super Dragon Balls, and I found that it may be possible in the Tournament of Power. Now, I am not sure if this is really guaranteed, but I've looked up some sources, and they look like they may be possible. There is one free Dragon Balls that you could get by doing Whis' stamp book, or Whis' wishes. Remember, I'm not entirely sure, but I will say this. Dummy, please, please! I need my royalties, god damn it! Now let's talk about the wishes that you can earn from Shinron, Purunga, and Super Shinron. These wishes will be consist of items, zeni, characters, outfits, leveling up your player level, and so on that I didn't mention. You can earn most of these characters by just playing the story mode, such as Goku Black and Fuse Zamasu. If you play their story, you will get them for free instead of wasting a wish on a character. Some outfits could be also done with story mode. If you play a certain part of the story mode, you will earn that outfit. I'm assuming that not all characters and outfits are going to be like this, such as Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Garlic Jr., Broly, Gogeta, Blue, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and so on and so on. Now, the dragons are going to work somewhat differently. You get only one wish for Shinron, you get 3 wishes for Purunga, and you get 1 wish for Super Shinron, but he will likely give you a higher rated item or whatever you choose from him. Now, if you don't feel like you want to play the story mode, that is fine. You can completely do all these stuff by not even playing the story mode. You'll probably miss out on some stuff that you'll see, but either ways, you can play the game without playing the story mode and getting all these unlockables. Now, there's this thing where if you pick an outfit, it will replace one of the moves or one of the techniques with a different technique. With the start of the Goku that we have at the beginning of the storyline, he would not have any of the Kaioken moves. He would only have Meteor Crash and another move that I don't even remember. If you have bought in the Ultimate Edition of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, you will have an outfit for Goku. This Super Goku right here. Instead of doing the Dragon Rush that is being currently played right now, he would do the Powerful Rush. Now, even after all that of what I said, I feel like there's still one more thing that should really be addressed to the dev team. It's about modern and classic controls. Now, this glitch that I'm going to be talking about is that I can't even choose one of the moves that I want to do, such as this one right here. I wanted to do full power energy wave. I couldn't do it. I didn't want I wanted to do the move up top, but it always chooses the one on bottom. I wondered, why is this? Well, if you look at the button layout, you'll see that it somewhat correlates to modern. What I'm suspecting is that even if I have the right amount of key for this move, it keeps on going to the one on the bottom because that's what the host settings are at. This glitch also applies if the host is on classic controls and your opponent is on modern controls. The same thing will also happen with switching out characters or switching in characters. This glitch would never happen to the host, only to the player who is not the host. You can also see this in a video of Rhyme Style and Syriax. In their videos, you can see that glitch happen. But that is all I have to say. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and comment if I got anything wrong. I'm pretty sure I got some stuff. I'm not really sure, but bye, I guess.